Is this video for sailing and entertainment purposes only? You're dang skippy it is.
Here's Ramona.
Noted.
Guys, do you know Foodie Beauty? Why are you walking away so fast? You're walking in uniform.
Karina's gonna have a field day with all this. Me and Amberlynn going live all at the same time. We'll see in a couple days what Karina says. Clearly.
Monsters, monsters, monsters.
Did you pay your taxes?
Hello, everybody. It's me, your resident secret frog. No, I'm not a secret frog, although I have been accused of being one. Okay, in today's video, we're talking about Becky update, right? Amber's ex-girlfriend posted an update. We're going to talk about that. And we're also going to do an update on Foodie Beauty. I wanted to talk about Foodie Beauty's update of getting a new cat, but I was just too busy with other things I was talking about, other people I was talking about. So we're going to do an update on Foodie Beauty's drama. Before we get into it, whenever I talk about Becky, there's always these comments, so I'm going to answer them so you don't have to leave them or you get your answers to them. Whenever Becky, who is a public figure, posts an update on her community page and I talk about it, much like everyone else in this community, I always get questions like, you should not talk about Becky's updates, right? So here's the thing. First of all, people are constantly speaking about Becky in my comments section. They're asking how she's doing. They want to hear updates about her. When Destiny said she spoke to her, people were so happy to hear about Becky and all this other stuff. People always want to hear about Becky. And Becky's a public figure who is giving her audience, me included, an update. People have also been asking me, like I didn't even know that Becky posted an update. Somebody commented, oh, you should talk about this. So this is a channel where we talk about public figures. Becky is a public figure who wants to reach out to her audience. That is why I am reading out her community page post if you were going to ask this question. Do you see this, Kermit? I hope you can continue to have the positivity in your heart that Kermits have. Not really. Okay, so we're going to get into it.
In those situations, call the Ghostbusters.
I ain't scared of no ghost.
So as always, everything I'm saying is just for entertainment purposes only, not meant to be taken seriously. I'm sharing opinions and not facts about publicly accessible information made public by public figures. First, I would urge you to please, if you can, be kind in the comments section. Please do not go to these people's channels and leave them mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. Okay, so this update is not a good update. It's pretty upsetting. I'm wishing Becky all of the best. Go over to Becky's channel and send her your love and support if you would like to, because she probably needs it. So sorry for being gone for so long, and to be honest, I haven't been doing well mentally. I spent 5 days in the hospital back in February after I had a mental breakdown. I'm trying to do better, but the world is getting worse every day, so that's a big part of my depression, along with past problems and loneliness. So not only did I isolate myself from everyone I loved, but I did it to you all too. I haven't been able to make content either, partly depression, but my 6-day work schedule and still barely scraping by. So unfair, in my opinion, that Amberlynn gets on the internet, just lies for a few seconds, and she gets $1,000 in super chats, but Becky has to work 6 days a week. I know YouTube is a great source for money, but it's hard to make content when you're constantly working and exhausted. That I completely understand, so take your time, Becky. You don't have to come back to YouTube. People love you on YouTube. People miss you on YouTube. People want you to come back to YouTube. But at the same time, I think people understand. I miss making content, but bills, necessities, and the annoying need to eat food is essential, so I must work. I'm also trying to heal and process everything I've been through. It's been an extremely hard decade and a half. Yes, she's had a lot of negative things happen in her life. Some of my trauma is my own fault for trusting the wrong people, and now I'm scared to let anyone too close. Well, that has to be about ex-girlfriend Amberlynn. I do think that when you trusted Amberlynn, it was not good. At the end of the day, I think Becky's a loving and trusting person, and I think, honestly, my opinion is if she never got involved with Amberlynn, she would have been better off because she wouldn't have some of the trauma that Amber caused her. I was doing therapy, but work got in the way and my therapist quit on me because I missed too many appointments and now I'm working so much I can't make appointments. Yeah, I understand that. But I hope Becky at a certain time can look into different types of therapy because there are therapists that have certain flexible hours. But I do also understand that Becky may not want to, seek therapy on the one day off she has. And by the way, I can tell you something. Okay. When you're working 6 to 7 days a week, because I've done it, you are beyond exhausted and you still have to show up to work. So I totally understand Becky and how she feels. I get it. It's very, very difficult. Hang in there, Becky. It's a nasty cycle. I'm having a hard time finding a way out. You will find your way out. You need to think positive. Everything will work itself out, Becky. You know that whole thing, if it's not okay, it's not the end, it's going to be okay. That whole thing is definitely happening here. I think that Becky will eventually hopefully be okay. But anyway, sorry this update isn't a good one, but it's an honest one. I hope each and every one of you are doing okay. This world is tough to live in. Maybe I can somehow do a catch-up Q&A someday. I feel bad for Becky. Definitely go send her some support. Go, thumbs up her thing, leave her some positive words if you can. The person that commented on my post said, you should go focus on Becky instead of Destiny with the drama. I have to say this, Destiny and Becky are totally two different people. So obviously, all the trauma and, having to support yourself, working 6 days a week is really getting to Becky. I feel bad for Becky, but I know that a lot of you are always interested in Becky updates. So I'm wishing Becky all the best. It's pointless to say coulda, woulda, shoulda, but how different would her life would have still been if she never got involved with Amber, or if she broke up with Amber earlier than she did? Because I think that if she could live with her family years earlier and broken up with Amber, I think her life would have been a lot different now, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. So I am sad to hear that Becky is having a hard time. I am wishing all the possible best for Becky, and I hope everything works out for her in the future. I did want to say that just because she's going through a hard time now, it does not mean that she's going to always go through this hard time. Obviously, if you don't know, if you missed that video, Destiny said that she spoke to Becky, and Becky said, oh, well, Destiny has more guts than I do to expose Amber. Not that Becky has that on her agenda at all. She obviously won't do it. But, I think that living in fear of anything is not healthy. And I think that Becky would be afraid to expose Amber, because I'm mentioning that because that always comes up in all these comments of these videos. So I really wish Becky all the best. I hope things work out for her. And just because things are not working out for you or for Becky, for anyone listening, it does not mean that things are going to not work out in the future. I have faith and hope that things will turn around for Becky. And I really hope things get better for you. And I believe that they will. Okay, so I just wanted to show you something, and Becky just talked about having lots of different trauma. She could be talking about a multitude of things, not just Amberlynn and the relationship she had with her, right, on her community page. But here are the two things that I didn't get to in my other video. These are the last things that Amber said on Instagram about Becky that I just didn't get to before she stopped her Instagram Q&A. I just like to tell everyone yet again. I think most people here know, but if you don't, Becky has extensively asked Amberlynn specifically to stop talking about her on the internet. Amberlynn has said specifically that Becky has asked her and that she has stopped, but as you can see, she has not. You confess that you were still in love with Destiny while with Becky the first year. This is about Amber's emotional cheating. I think people are forgetting that each couple gets to choose boundaries in their relationship and gets to choose what cheating means to them as a couple. I didn't cheat on Becky, never, not physically, not emotionally.
Tell me again how nothing happens behind the scenes and I'm delusional.
Of course you did. You were totally in love with Destiny. You invited Destiny to your home and made Becky clean up Destiny's dog's pee on Becky's birthday. I guarantee you she didn't want to do that, even if she was okay with it because she liked Destiny as a nice girl. But stop. You mistreated Becky, and that's a nice word for what you did to her. You were in love with Destiny for a year and a half while with Becky. Get over it. Get over yourself. I treated Destiny as a friend, thought of her as a friend, period. Again, each couple chooses their boundaries in their own relationship. Example, some people think watching something is cheating while other couples don't.
How I feel at the time. I change my mind. That's not lying. That's changing my mind.
Do not play with me. Do not think that you can compare watching actors You know, hey, why watch strangers when you can watch friends? Never mind. The evil frog made me say that. My point here is this, okay? I really genuinely think that this is gaslighting, manipulation 101, amberlynn. How are you comparing being in love, watching strangers do things, okay, is not the same thing as inviting the woman that you're in love with to your home that you share with your partner that you're supposedly in love with. You never loved Becky. You said you never kissed. You never hugged. I remember that live stream. Let's whine about it or whatever. You never kissed her. You never loved her. By the way, all of that is BS. She kissed you and gave you compliments all the time. Thank you very much. Becky did, but I digress. Amber said, we never loved each other. We didn't kiss. We didn't give each other compliments. It wasn't that great. We were like roommates. amberlynn, you have emotionally cheated on Casey, on Crystal, not on Destiny, but obviously participated in emotionally cheating on Becky. And I have serious doubts that who you were talking to while you were with Becky, because 2 weeks after your relationship with Becky, you were already with wifey. But I think what bothers me the most about this nonsense, because Amber will never admit that she emotionally cheated in every relationship, is that for the billionth time you were talking about Becky. Because I just want to remind everyone, Becky did not ask reaction channels not to talk about it. She clearly said, hey, Amber, could you please stop talking about me? Okay. And then we have this amazing, amazing thing. Amber always likes to stick it to Becky. I'm sure Becky was totally okay with you being in love with another woman, Justifier Lynn. By the way, Justifier Lynn should be your new Instagram name. Whatever. Becky was also in love with her ex while in a relationship with me. Okay, I believe Becky said this or said that this is true, I think. The only difference is she admitted it after we broke up in one of her videos. She didn't tell me while we were together. I hold zero resentment towards her. Feelings for exes can be confusing and weird. Look, I'm not going to come for Amber for being in love with Destiny because you can't help who you love. And I'm not going to come for Becky for being in love with her ex while she was with Amber. Because again, I get it. Sometimes you love who you love, and it's just a feeling. You can't control it. I understand. What I don't understand, amberlynn, is disrespecting, being so disrespectful towards Becky. You were in love with Destiny. Fine. Why invite her over to the house all the time? So deeply wanting to spend time with the woman you were in love with that you needed to pay for her time. Amber, if you want to pay for somebody's time because you're in love with them, go right ahead. I'm not going to judge you for that either, mainly because I don't care. I just want to remind everyone that you, honey, you invited the woman you were in love with to your home that you shared with your partner. It wasn't so much that you were in love with her the whole time you were with Becky. It was how badly you disrespected Becky in her own home with the woman that you were in love with, Destiny. You shouldn't have invited Destiny to hang out all that time, and you should not have asked Becky to clean up Destiny's dog pee on her birthday, no less. Think about it. I want you right now, and then we're going to move on to Foodie Beauty, to put yourself into Becky's shoes. It's fine she's good friends with Destiny. She didn't mind probably because at the end of the day, hey, she wasn't in love with Amber either. Remember this. You're with a partner. You can probably sense that she's in love with this woman. She invites this woman over, and on your birthday, you have to clean up the woman that your girlfriend's in love with, her dog's pee. Is that okay with you? Would you want that to happen to you? Amber, I sincerely hope that at one point you grow the Kermit up and you stop talking about Becky. She expressly asked you will never leave Becky alone. It's like, I love how she says, oh my God, I don't want Feline talking to anyone. You constantly talk about all your exes and text them live. Rinse, lather, Kermit, repeat. Okay, so let's just move on to Foodie Beauty. So I wanted to talk about this when it first happened, and I could not because I was so busy. So Foodie Beauty has gotten a second cat named Julia. Okay, well, actually, this is a third cat. She went and she got herself a new cat, and a lot of channels were boycotting that whole situation, didn't want to talk about it. I would have talked about it right away, but like I said, I was busy. Okay, this is my thought on Foodie Beauty getting a new cat. So obviously everyone knows how she mistreated her other two cats. Everyone knows, right? Okay. So I believe that the reason that she got a new cat is a big F, to the audience and to FFG, who she believes stole her cat. And it's just kind of this situation type deal where she wants to show her audience that she could get another cat. And just because you all think I'm an animal ABU SE, blah, 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 neglect her, that doesn't mean that I cannot get a new cat. I think that this whole thing was done just to prove to her audience and the haters and stay mad babies and all this other stuff, and I could still have a new cat. Now, here's the thing. I don't think that you're a good pet owner. The only maybe positive thing in that situation, in you getting a new cat, and the cat very beautiful, is that, of course, there's another person that can take care of the cat, her husband, okay? There was little stuff going on here and there in her recent live streams where it was obvious that they don't live together because her husband said something. That's my opinion. I still don't believe that they live together. Where her husband was like, oh yeah, I just got here. Like, what are you talking about? I thought you lived there. So at least there's another person to look after the cat. But this is my opinion on how, Foodie Beauty treats her cat. You know what happened to BBJ? Multiple infections, the nails growing through the paws. She just mistreated the cat so bad. She just didn't care. I think that, first of all, as long as Foodie Beauty lives with a partner and is in a relationship, I think she may take care of the cat. And I'm going to tell you why. When she was living with BB and had her cats and BB went to work and she stayed at home with the cats, she was somewhat taking care of the cats. And when she became single, she prioritizes her need to have a man over having a cat, right? Okay. Why do I bring this up? I don't know what's going to happen. It's obviously really detrimental to any animal to have Foodie Beauty as like the owner. But I think that because she's like in sort of like a family unit and she has another partner there, first of all, the other partner can look after the cat. But the main issue is that I think it's her mental state where she believes as long as I have a partner, I can take care of the cat. Because the cats were not in that terrible condition while she was with BB. The cats really started being ignored when she moved in with Pete, and more so when she started dating. So, which brings me to my next point. I think that as soon as she becomes single and she gets out of this marriage, which that day is surely coming. The guy already told her he didn't love her. I feel that the cat will definitely suffer. But here's a better question. So my question to Foodie Beauty is, all she ever talked about is how her and her husband need to travel. And they're going to be massively traveling, right? And all this other stuff. How are you guys going to travel if you have a new cat? Also, she had plans to bring Sam back because if you don't know, Sam is now currently supposedly being fostered because the person that Sam was rehomed to had to give Sam away. Wonderful. And now Sam is being fostered. So Foodie Beauty was talking about getting Sam back. Either she's not able to get Sam back or it was all BS. How are you going to have two cats? You want to travel the world. Let's not forget, Foodie Beauty is not allowed to stay in Kuwait forever. Chantal can't stay in Kuwait forever. She has to come and go based on her status in the country. So you have to travel. How are you going to travel with a new cat? I think it is beyond reckless and irresponsible. Obviously, that's what the majority of people think. To neglect your cats to the point where BBJ needed severe medical attention, and now you have the audacity to get a new cat. I think that if her husband takes control and let's just say that he is going to raise the cat as his, fully his and all that stuff, and then the cat has a chance. But I don't think the cat has a chance with her. I think it's really, really, really unfair that you're doing this, honestly, to another animal. Obviously, we know how you treated your other cats, and this cat is probably going to have the same fate. And this is a living, breathing cat. You should just probably give her away if you can't take care of her already. And another thing, Foodie Beauty says that her mental state is not good, right? She always says, well, I can't even take care of myself. So if you can't take care of yourself, how do you plan on taking care of this cat? Because, her whole big thing was, well, the reason I didn't take care of BBJ and Sam so much was because I couldn't take care of myself. What has changed, okay? What happens if you become single? What happens if you want to travel? I think the best thing to do is to rehome this cat as well. And I think it's honestly reckless and it's terrible that you did this again. And I know why you did it. I'm sure, to be fair, she may miss her cats, but this is a big no. This cat is just gonna be in trouble later on, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments down below. All right, well, that's about it for today's video. Thank you so very much for taking time out of your day and watching. I really appreciate it. Thoughts, comments, questions, leave them in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video or if you did not enjoy it, I'm going to link a video right up here and you can watch it. You can like it or dislike it. If you dislike it, be a friend. Leave it a dislike. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.